With springtime,
People are out and about outside gardening and running and hiking much more than they are when the weather is cold.
which also means
And this is also when the wildlife are starting to become more active, especially since for many species, this is the mating and breeding season where they're starting to have young.
that can lead to more encounters with different types of animals.
Things like coyotes and foxes and raccoons and opossums and things like that that people often encounter, they're going to be pretty much across the state. So it doesn't really matter if you're on the east or the west.
The NC Wildlife Resource Commission offers some specific tips on how to handle certain animals.
In terms of humans and being wary around coyotes, the most important thing to know is that if you have a small pet, like a cat or a small breed dog, or maybe even backyard chickens, you want to make sure that those animals are closely supervised when they're outside or inside an enclosure or a fence that coyotes can't get into, because those small animals, could be seen as a prey item to a coyote.
Across the state, they get the most reports about foxes making dens under buildings.
If you're worried about that kind of thing, shore up the underpinning on your buildings and make sure that wildlife can't get underneath the buildings to prevent foxes from, denning up under places that we don't want them.
A general rule of thumb is just to leave any animals you see alone.
If you find a baby animal, leave it alone. Do not assume it's orphaned. Do not pick it up or take it home or try to feed it. Contact a wildlife professional and ask first whether or not you should do anything, because you can actually cause a lot of harm by removing those animals.